Alrighty, there we go. We are live. I should probably get this case out of this box. Knew I would forget to take this out. I knew it. I knew I would forget. What up, Stacks? How we doing? Sorry, I had to grab this. Forgot to grab the PC case out of the box. I'll be on camera in 1 second. So I get this out of here. There we go. Okay. Now I'm here for reals. I'm doing good, man. Doing good. Got a deep tissue massage yesterday. I'm still pretty sore from that, but hopefully it helps my back and neck feel a little bit better. Yeah, I've been like telling my wife that I needed to go for like 2 months probably. But I think my buddy is in LMT, so I think I'm gonna start going every month or so, because I need it, man. Too much time sitting in front of a computer with terrible posture, you know. All right. Wow, I went super red on the mic. Okay, you guys are probably gonna be hearing background noise throughout the entire video today, and don't worry about that. My 3D printer is going. I found and altered like a print for like a trophy for my golf trip next weekend with my buddies. So we're printing that out, and I'm gonna see if I can like sand it up and paint it and make it look really nice. So it'd be pretty cool. You don't hear it? Okay, cool. You'll probably only hear it if I'm like super quiet and if the music cuts out at the same time, because it's pretty low. But you know, you might hear it at some point. What up, Lemon? How we doing? Yeah, exactly. Like I need to be like, literally I feel like I'm bruised, and like there are like muscles. So a bunch of the work that he did, this might be like weird, but like a bunch of the work that he did was like all around like my arm and shoulder, and there's like muscles like in around your armpit that apparently like mine are super tight, and it's causing like my whole like shoulders to be like scrunched forward and stuff. Oh my God, it's the worst pain ever when someone's just like dug into your armpit and making you like move your arm around to release it. Ugh, it's the worst. It is the worst. What up, Andrew? What are we doing? Okay. Anyways, enough about massages and how my body is broken. Don't get old, people. I know I'm not that old, but it's happening. Build today. Not a giveaway, Grayla. So build today. We've got a 9700X, 2 terabytes of storage, 48 gigabytes of RAM. We've got an RTX 5060 Ti, 16 gigabyte. Look how thin this thing is, you guys. Look how thin that is. That's like a single slot card. It's crazy. 240 millimeter AIO, B850 motherboard, and a 750 watt power supply. This is going to be a great build. No, I'm not giving you a PC. Who are these people that just show up? I've never heard of them, and then they just like ask for a free PC. Do you think I'm just made of money? No. Why would I give you a PC of all people? Why wouldn't I like give it away to someone that I know who's in desperate need of one? Come on, use your brain. I feel like if you're gonna upgrade to a 50 series, gotta do more. This isn't an upgrade, like they don't even have a PC. And they do some gaming, like not super intense gaming, but they also do a lot of other like workstation type stuff. So this is like a perfect in between. And it has 16 gigabytes of RAM, of VRAM. So you can game at 1440p all day long with this GPU, which is more than enough for the average gamer, since most people today are still playing on 1080p. So this PC will do more than you need to for most people. Yeah, Lego, you can ask PC question. No, I don't play Overwatch. No, you're not getting a free PC. Stop asking. Jesus. People these days. Okay, so that's what's in the build. And then all of this is going inside of the Montech XR ATX case, which comes with some pre-installed fans. So this is going to be a pretty quick build. I mean, it's not a super high-end build, which usually higher end means it takes longer. So we're gonna bust this out in like the next hour, and then we'll be done. My last build was in 2012, and hasn't been able to game anything once Battlefield Hardline came out. How long should a build last before it's outdated and it does nothing? I would say 4 to 5 years until it's like very, very noticeably like not performing the way that it was when you got it. And then like usable for non-gaming stuff. I mean, it could be usable for a lot longer, but for gaming, I would say like 4 to 5 years, and you probably will want to start upgrading stuff if you get a good like mid-tier build. If you have a 4090, why are you asking me for a free PC? Get out of here. People are ridiculous. It's a better GPU than I have. Knock it off. Quit asking for free stuff. What up, JDM? Apparently I'm a little triggered today. Don't worry, if you keep asking for a free PC, I can just put you in timeout. You don't have to leave. Ha! This is the 16 gigabyte. We don't deal with the 8 gigabyte one. Nobody should buy the 5068 gigabyte. It's not worth it. Also, the power supply seems to be not working now. Yeah, that's not surprising. Most power supplies have like a 7 to 10 year warranty on them. So you're at 13 years. So I'm not super surprised. If you ask one more time, you're going to timeout, Gorilla. You're gonna be in timeout like a little child. This CPU is going to be a 9700X, 8 cores, 16 threads. Boosts up to like 5, doesn't say on here, it's like 5.4 gigahertz, something like that. Your dad has a 5090? I don't care. Yeah, how about a job? How about you go get a job and buy yourself a PC and stop bothering me about it? And then AMD followed down the same path with the 9060. I think the 9060 has a 16 gigabyte option too, right? I mean, like I get it. Like the 9060 non-XT is only $300. So it's basically a 4060. So like I get why they have a lower VRAM version. But for the 50 series, it doesn't make much sense. Like they already have a 5060. Why make a 5060 Ti 8 gigabyte? Why not just make the 16 gigabyte one? I don't get it. All right, 9700X installed. I haven't even changed this thing over. Oh, I'm treating my fans nice, just not you, because you're being annoying. I treat my fans very nice when they ask real questions and chat with me and not just say, free PC, please. Free PC. I have a 4090. You should give me a free PC, even though I already have a 4090, which is better than like 95% of people who have a computer. You see how dumb that sounds? Give them a PC? I can't just give away PCs. I don't have that kind of money. That's the problem. I have 5,000 subscribers. Where do you think the money for free PCs would be coming from? Yo, what up, Woodman? How much is a decent gaming laptop? You're a longtime customer? Yeah, see, I would give you a free PC over someone who just showed up in chat. A decent gaming laptop, I mean, if you just want to like do some really light gaming, maybe like $1,200 to $1,500. That would get you kind of like a 50 series, like a 5060 type series, or maybe like a 4060 type GPU in there. I have one with like it's older now, but I have one with like an i7 and a 3060, and it can kind of play games, but I would probably suggest getting something slightly nicer than that. But I only paid like $800 for mine. What would you say is a good, decent CPU GPU combo for a beginner? Like, are you talking like newest gen hardware? If you're talking newest gen hardware and you're talking beginner and you want to like stay on a tight budget, get like a 7500F and then find, you know, a used 4060 Ti or a used like 7700 XT or 7600 XT, something like that. You could maybe even go with like a 9060 XT, something in that realm. Would you recommend the 5800X for a first time AM4 build all purpose? I mean, if your budget is so tight that you can't go AM5, the 5800X isn't bad. But personally at this point, I would say if you're spending more than like $800 to build your own PC, I would try and go AM5, personally. What up, Dirty Bird? What's up? How we doing? Exclamation point free PC. You guys are the worst. Okay, I mean, yeah, then Grayla, you have a better PC than I do. I don't understand why you're asking me for a free PC. I obviously don't have the money to just like give away PCs. So, what the heck? Yeah, begging for a PC doesn't make you a fan. It's true. Facts. Hold on, let me catch up on a couple of these. Would it be able to play GTA RP at like $1,200 to $1,500? Yes. Oh, I don't build laptops, so you'd have to go to Amazon or wherever. I can't build laptops. Not because I don't have the skills, but because everything is like bespoke to a specific laptop model. So like custom laptops aren't really a thing. Your computer sucks. I have an office computer. I don't ask for PCs from other people. It's because you're a solid person, Den. Something that I can play games while recording and editing. So you're gonna want like at least 8 cores then in that case. So you probably maybe get yourself like, I always still would say try and go AM5 to start. That way you have a better upgrade path. So like a 7700X or a 9700X or like a 7700 would be a good spot, and then same sort of GPUs. It's gonna cost you a little bit more than a 7500F, but if you're trying to game and stream, it's a lot more effort on your PC. 5090 and a Ryzen 9, best beginner build. Exactly. Beginner, but not beginner on a budget. What up, MJ? What up, Andy? Literally Stalin. Wow, that's quite the name. This PC, if you want to build it yourself, probably around $1,500 to $1,600, because we've got 48 gigs of RAM, 2 terabytes of storage. Those definitely add, you know, that's like $100 extra from like a 1 terabyte and 32 gigs of RAM. Yeah. And you could definitely save money if you weren't like gaming and streaming or whatever. You could go with like a 9600X instead and save $100 there too. I've never used an Alienware I know they have good ones. ASUS makes great stuff. There's a lot of good monitors out there, though. I don't know that I could definitively say ASUS makes the best monitors. PC's awesome. Hey, I love to hear that, Dirty Bird. Yeah, no, I don't build gaming laptops because it's all bespoke. Like, you can't, like, the only thing I would be able to do is, like, if you wanted, like, a framework laptop, which is, like, it's a specific company. I think they have ones with discrete GPUs now. But that's about the only thing as far as, like, gaming laptops. Your laptop has a 10400 at 1650. RIP! What am I doing here? Oh, yeah. CPU cooler mounting. What's my go-to PC? Oh, like what's my go-to monitor? I mean, I have an MSI for my gaming monitor. That's what I use today. I mean, I don't buy monitors all the time. Like that monitor is like over 2 years old at this point. But it still works, and I don't game that much. Because I'm doing this. I've been busy doing this the last couple months. I mean, 5 to 6K, you're looking at either a super flashy 5080 build with like a 9800X 3D for like 5K, or, I mean, that's a 5090 build if you go up to like the top of your budget. What up, Mika? Money, money, money. All right. Let's get some stuff out of here. Our little dongle thingy. This is our AMD one. These are our bolts for the radiator. Don't think we need anything else out of here. Don't think. I know what you're thinking. I shouldn't be thinking. I think. Yeah, because it just uses the bolts that are built in. Okay, yeah. That's all I need. That's all I need. Yeah, the 5090 is crazy overpriced. It's kind of sad. I have one in stock for, it was like 2,500 bucks. That was the absolute cheapest one I could find, which is nuts. Lucky you're Indian. What's up? I work with a lot of Indian folks at my day job. And let me tell you, the guy, at least the one guy that's on like my direct team, man, spice-wise, I thought I could handle spicy food. No. This man is an animal. Like, I'm like, oh man, this is a little bit too much. And he's like, oh yeah, that's not, he's like, that's a little spicy. Like, are you kidding me? I was like, I'm literally dying. And he was like, no, yeah, it's pretty good, kind of spicy. MSRP is 2K, yep. I was able to get a couple of them for MSRP when they first came out, because I got some Founders Edition cards through Best Buy. But yeah, that was short-lived for the most part. Do I want a 5090? I mean, I wouldn't turn one down if someone was gonna spend the money for me to have one. But again, my gaming PC has a custom water loop, so I would have to buy a water block for it and put the water block on it, and then like recut tubes to fit it. Is the i5 3rd gen good? No. It's very old. Your first drummer was from Bangladesh, and he taught me a valuable lesson about saying, oh, just however hot you get it. Yeah. My boss really likes spicy food, and he did that once. He's like, all right, I want to try something that's like Indian spicy, not just like spicy. And he was sweating, and his face was all red. It was hilarious. What's the most difficult part about building a PC? cable management. It's not technically like building, but honestly, that's the hardest part. The rest of it is pretty straightforward. If you pick the right components. That's honestly like, it's not part of building either, but picking the right components so that everything fits and works together nicely, that can be kind of difficult. Get that plastic thingy off there. Okay. Side panel. More tape, more tape. There we go, got it. Okay, rear panel. Thumb screws, got them. I mean, it's 5 p.m., so it's in between. I would say it's afternoon, late afternoon, not quite evening. You guys, I haven't turned these on in like a hot minute, but we should turn them on. Boom, colors. I want blue. Kind of forgot I had those. Do you believe in the static bracelets while building PCs? No. No. I do not use them. They are not necessary. I mean, the rubber gloves kind of creates a static barrier between your body and the PC. So if you do that, you don't need them. I also wear the gloves just to keep everything clean. Keeps the oils and stuff from your hands getting on stuff. These people buy these cards just to resell them for 1K over. Yeah. Yeah. It happens. I think people's appetite for buying them for way overpriced, like from scalpers, has gone down just because of how expensive they are now. But you definitely still see it happen. All right, those are the motherboard screws. I don't think I need any other screws. I can grab these cable ties out of here though. Those might be useful. Okay. Let's put that back down, swap back to there. Madison just asked you for a PC. Ooh, you gonna buy another one from me? It's 4:20 a.m. in India. That's way too late. Or early. Either way, this is not a time of day where you would catch me being awake. I'm usually up around 6 a.m. So 4 a.m. would be awful for me. I'm doing good, gaming. Sorry, I can't see your full name. What's your full name? For some reason, TikTok cuts it off. I see Gaming Gan. Like, not your government name. I just want to know your TikTok name. The case is the Montec XR. And it's full ATX. Gaming Gandhi. Nice. That fits in well with all the talk about how people from India are just way better at eating spicy food than the rest of us. Oops, didn't mean to tighten that all the way down. That's okay. Just installed the 5060 Ti in your PC yesterday. Are you liking it? What up, Dave? PC for a 5-year-old is crazy. I've done a couple of those. We basically put in just like a really cheap CPU, like a Ryzen 5 5500 and like an RX 6600 or something. I think the last ones I did were like 800-ish bucks. So like you can do it for pretty cheap for something like that. I mean, yeah. I kind of wonder like Roblox or something like that, if you got a decent CPU with integrated graphics, if you could just do it like that and not even buy a GPU. Really save yourself some money. And then if they wanted to do more down the line, you just throw a GPU in there and then all of a sudden you have like a new gaming PC. Basketball. What? Lucky. Is that your real first name? Is that your real full name? I mean, I'm not asking for people's government names here, by the way. I don't need you guys to dox yourselves. It's 11:50 a.m. in Morocco. You guys don't need to be giving me your government names. No. Treat myself to a new PC 7700X 5070 Ti. Ooh, spicy. I like that. If it's got an AMD CPU, I'll probably like it. Matthew here, I never would have guessed. Guys, I'm so excited for this 3D print. We're doing a like a golf weekend next weekend. So Thursday, Friday, Saturday, we're gonna play around every day, play some D&D, hang out at the cabin. One of my buddies owns a cabin, and so I made a trophy for best golf round of the weekend. I'm gonna try and like sand it and paint it so that it looks real cool. The first print kind of failed, so hopefully this one goes a lot better. And hopefully I don't run out of filament. Dude, AMD over Intel every day of the week. You golf and play TTRPGs. I did one like campaign of Pathfinders, which is basically the same sort of thing as D&D. So I've never technically played D&D, but yes, I play games, I fix cars, I build computers, I go fishing, I golf, I do all things. Golfing is kind of the thing that I've been spending the most time on outside of like work and building PCs. Been trying to get back into playing regularly this year. But yeah, I'm a man of many, I wouldn't say talents, many hobbies. Not particularly talented at several things, but do I enjoy them? Yes, I do. Short pitch. I'm probably going to run some online PF1E games. You're gonna have to write out what PF1E is. I want to find a good group to do an actual play podcast with. You're gonna have to tell me what Pathfinders. I've played Pathfinders before. I mean, it would definitely depend on the time commitment, because that's the one thing that I'm very short on right now. But I am interested. I can't imagine who would currently buy an Intel CPU. I don't know. There's people out there. I've had a handful of people request like build quotes with an Intel CPU. They do exist. It's surprising to say the least, but they are out there. I mean, I think there's plenty of people who still just don't know that like AMD is just absolutely destroying Intel, and they just know that AMD used to be the poorer choice, but who knows? All right, USB 3 up here. Do we do this one? Can we make that tight turn? I think we just go up here and we'll keep them all nice together, like power cable, USB-C and USB 3 kind of all right together. I think that'll look fine. I think that will look fine. The real question is, do they do it upside down? Yo, with the $2 dono, the 4 principles. 1080p build. What GPU should I use? 8GB for cost cut. 8GB, like you want an 8GB VRAM card? The 9060 XT has an 8GB version for $300, I believe. Or maybe that's the non-XT model. I wish I could keep up with it. What? Maybe it wasn't upside down. I'm just tripping. I got distracted by the dono. Let me double check. I think it is 8GB. Hold on. Hold on. 9060 XT 8GB. I should know this. Yes, the 9060 XT 8GB you can find for $300. Yo, Gaming Gandhi, thank you so much for all those likes. That's what I would say. If you're trying to keep it at 8GB and keep prices low, 1080p, 9060 XT 8GB. for the GPU. Would you rather unlimited bacon but no games, or unlimited games, like unlimited games but no bacon? Ooh. God, that's tough. I think I could live without bacon. I don't think I could live the rest of my life without games. There you go. Definitely switching to AMD when you upgrade? Yes, sir. I mean, when 12th gen was out, it was AMD was still kind of on the cusp of trying to catch up with Intel, so you're fine. Initially, I bought a 4060 Ti, but it arrived damaged, so I returned it, and I was going to buy a different 4060. And you saw the 5060 on sale for 40 pounds extra. There you go. Done. Easy peasy. Yeah, those are all great CPUs, JD. Oh, 4 principles. You asked me that question earlier, and I didn't even see it. I'm sorry. Running everything perfectly. There you go. Love that, Craig. I think my cable management would make you pull your hair out if you saw it. I wish I didn't take video of this because I was just like trying to get it done. And I was so busy. But like a customer came in with, honestly, the worst cable management I've ever seen in my life. I did throw up in my mouth just a little bit, but I cannot imagine that yours was worse. Like, I don't think you understand just how bad the cable management was on this guy's PC. I won't even say his name because I think that would be like defamation of character, but it was real bad. Like real bad. I put that in there. If I just keep it loose. Come on, come back through here. So this RGB cables that come with this are like super short. So I need to use up the, oh, there's 2 of them up here. Okay, so we're gonna use up 1 of them up here for the RGB for the fans. And we might even be able to like zip tie this to keep those tight. Okay, so RGB is connected, and we're gonna have to do the same sort of thing for the case fan, like PWM connector, because that one is also ends up being kind of short. Yo, another $2. 5600 CPU. I can go high settings with 8 gigabytes. You should be able to do high settings. Like you might have a little bit lower FPS than you like maybe would want with that CPU, but you can definitely do it. I would try and at least get the 5600X with that setup. AIO pump CPU fan 2. We're gonna use CPU fan 2. What do we got on here, huh? What's going on here? Okay, there we go. Okay, there we go. Stuff's all kind of buttoned up. Don't know if I should do this up here like that, but we're gonna try it for now. Okay, are you guys still not hearing my 3D printer at all? If so, that's incredible. Okay, so we got all that in there. That's all plugged in, good to go. Let's get our front panel connector in here. Still don't hear it? Love it. Thank you for the another $2 dono, dude. Appreciate you. Loki Ninja, what's up? Do you think there will be a 5080 Ti or Super? Should people wait for it? I believe there will be. I think I've heard of like some leaks about it. I don't know. I haven't seen any specs to know like how much better it is. Like the 4080 Super came out and it was like, it was a good little jump over the 4080, but not much. So if you're like actively in the market for a build, I would say don't like wait for it. But, you know, if you're just kind of like thinking about a build, then, you know, you could wait. You're welcome, principals. Am I caught up on chat? Should I get a 5600 or 7500F? 7500F every day. My front panel I/O isn't even Bro, how are you turning on your computer? That's how you connect your power button in. Or are you talking about like your USB cables? For 5080 Super 24 gig. I mean, that's only gonna probably make a difference if you're playing 4K. If you're not playing 4K, the 24 gigabytes of VRAM versus the 16 or whatever, you're probably not gonna see much difference. Cheapest streaming PC, with the capture card or without? Without it, probably like $800-900. I built one for Rytech. I mean, we did a giveaway for that. Like we raised money for it to give it to him. But I think his would have been around $800-900, and it's got like, I mean, it's really basic. It's like an i5 12400 with like a 1650. And he's able to like multi-stream and everything on it and record it. It's pretty impressive. Yours is going out. Oh shoot. Yeah, dude, hit me up. What's the cheapest GPU for a 1080p that can still hang today? The cheapest, like an RX 6600, I would say is like the cheapest that can still play play every game at 1080p. You know, you're probably gonna have to play at like, you know, a little bit lower graphic settings, most likely, but it'll game. You can find a 6600 for like $200-ish. You sell hoodies, I need a new hobby. I'm like, you would basically like the same stuff? Hey, let's go. I feel like we found our people on here, you know? Like most of the people that come in on the live stream, like, you know, we like a lot of the same stuff, you know? It's fun. Yeah, they're pretty solid. I've built a few like very budget-friendly builds with the RX 6600. And they've done great. Like, you can play Call of Duty at 1080p in those things, which is pretty awesome with how, I mean, they're getting older for sure. What annoys me that the 5070 Ti and 5080, the price gap is huge, but performance is not. Yeah, I mean, it kind of depends on where you're able to get them, because like, the 5070 Ti's that I can get my hands on are like almost $1,000, and I am still sometimes able to find what's it called? I'm still sometimes able to find MSRP 5080s from Best Buy. So yeah, it's kind of, in my opinion, they're almost the same price. Like, they're very close in price, but the 5080 has significantly better. Fishing, let's go. Where do I go for bass? I haven't bass fished in a long, long time. I grew up bass fishing in Southern Oregon. So like you back down there, you just go to any lake around and you can go bass fishing. That's what we did. Around here, I don't know if there's much of a bass population because it gets so cold in the winter. I don't think they would survive super well. Ooh, catfish. Yeah, that's another thing though. Like, I grew up like catfishing just like wasn't a thing where I'm from. Like, you just don't see them, you know. Like, they might exist to some extent out in Southern Oregon, but you just don't see them. Out there it was bass, trout, or like if you just wanted something for fun, like you could do like crappie or sunfish or something that you don't really eat, but you can catch and just release. Pretty sure my wife is supposed to be dropping off my daughter at some point here soon. Yeah. Should probably ask. Okay, got another one up in the corner. Just zip tying down this power cable for the CPU. Can't see. Let's get the light in just the right spot. There we go. Doing good, Moose Man. How are you? How much better is the 7500F than the 5060? A lot better. It's got a lot newer cores. So you're gonna have a lot better single core performance, which is like the most important part for gaming. Plus it unlocks the ability to have DDR5 RAM, which will be really nice. And like upgradability over time is gonna be way better because you'll be able to just like directly swap out for any AM5 CPU in the future. Versus if you get the 5600, you're then looking at CPU, motherboard, and RAM if you ever decide to upgrade, realistically. Doing great, love to hear that. What do I go for? Usually, like these days, if I go fishing with my buddies, we go fly fishing for trout. All right, I'm gonna leave that last one undone until I get the power supply connected in, and then we'll route it through. I loved bass fishing. Like bass fishing is just fun. I mean, that's why I like fly fishing too, because it's just, there's just so much more to it, right? Like every time you get something on, it's exciting. Oh, well that answers that question. Are you gonna play games on your camera or do I need to give you my phone? Okay. You can hang out in the chair or hang out in the back room. I'm printing a trophy for our golf trip. It's my 3D printer. No, just the main door eventually, whenever you guys leave. But yeah, she can hang out back there. She can hang out at the chair. Okay. Cool. Be careful, we can see your phone on the live. I know. All I did was go on Google for you guys. Have fun. Rich people activities. I've had my I built my fly rod in high school for a class, and then I've had it since. So I've had my fly rod for 15 years. No, more than that, because I built it while I was in high school. So like 16 years. So I've got the expensive part out of the way. I don't have to spend a bunch of money on it. Just got to buy my yearly tag or license, whatever you want to call it. You catfish all the time. Oh wait, never mind. You mean actual fish? Yes. Yes, Avery. Yeah. I just can't do multiple colors. So it'd all have to be one color.
Well, if you could, I would do a white axolotl.
Yeah, we can do that.
You can either do it for my birthday or for Christmas.
Okay.
If you plan on doing it.
We need to talk. Mine is going out. Oh, I already read that. Work 48 gigs versus 96 gigs RAM as well as 3264. I mean, realistically, like 48 should be plenty. Like, unless you're doing like super heavy, like 4K video editing, or tons of CAD work, I would say 48 is plenty. If you are doing like super heavy CAD work, like analysis and stuff, or yeah, like crazy video editing, then you might want like 60 or 96 or even like 128, whatever the multiplier is. I do fish regularly though, striped bass, largemouth, catfish, snakeheads. Oh wow. Oh really, they don't have much, no trout over there? Yeah, I think that's just like mostly what's out over here. Oh yeah. No, I rarely pull out my phone on live stream unless it's just to Google something for you guys. What's the best CPU I can get for the 7800 XT to avoid bottleneck? I mean, you could get like a 7600X or 9600X if you don't want to spend too much. If you're trying to like not bottleneck but also not spend a ton of money, that's probably what I would go for. Okay, so we got all that in here. We can do a little bit of cable management for this stuff. Okay, cut that in there. We can tie down our CPU power now. Okay, let's get that right there too. Okay. All right. Let's get our CPU cooler in here now. Yeah. This is the Linus Tech Tip screwdriver. So I bought it off their website a couple years ago, and I love it. It's definitely expensive, like it's like 80 bucks. But for someone like me who uses it all the time, it was totally worth it. You just built your first PC, initially bought a pre-built. After watching lots of videos, decided to build my own. Ended up going a bit overboard though. Yeah, that's okay. You need a minimum of 64 gigs because of that. Want to go for a new build, 96 with dual channel. Only prevent bad performance only because of the new sizes. Yeah, that's what I would do too. Like, go dual channel. 96 is a great option. They're very good, very fast, very efficient. If you need more than 64. What's the best 5090? I mean, there's really only one 5090. There's the 5090D, which I think is only available in China, and then there's the 5090. So, I mean, they're all kind of, performance-wise, they're all going to be pretty close to the same. Like, you might have, you know, like a couple of percent better if you get the, like, ROG Astral or something like that that's, like, much higher, like, overclock from the factory. But besides that, I mean, they're all pretty much the same as far as performance. Wait, why? No. Oh, are you coloring on that? I thought you were just shutting the door. Yeah, you can color on that.
That one is good?
Yeah, that's fine.
I can do a little.
I don't think I have anything to wipe down the thing with. You can just use a paper towel. you need to wipe off, you can use that. Kept deciding to go one tier higher, and the next thing I know, I spent as much on the GPU as on the initial pre-built. Yep, that'll happen. All right, let's get this radiator installed, shall we? I've had customers do that too, where I'm like, okay, here's what we can do if we stick it within your budget. And then, like, well, what if we did this? I'm like, okay, yeah, it'll cost you this. And they're like, okay. And what if we did this too? I'm like, okay, it'll cost you this. And they're like, okay. Next thing I know, we're $1,000 more than the original budget. I'm like, well, I didn't upsell you. You upsold yourself, so you can't put this on me. Don't you put that evil on me, Ricky Bobby. Okay, here we go. Gonna bias this kind of over there to the left a little bit. Trying to get a good GPU for 185 to 300 bucks. I mean, if you max that out, the 9060 XT or the 5060 non-TI would probably be my suggestion. If you want to go to the lower end of your budget, RX 6600. Justifying it to myself as I should be set for a few. Oh yeah, you're definitely set for a few years. No question about that. I mean, personally, I would go with like the 9060 XT. You know, it's on a newer platform. It's gonna be more efficient. It'll probably last longer. That would be my suggestion. Are you going to put your 5090? Wait, what do you mean? I have a 5090 in stock, but it's not for me personally. It's for future customer build. I don't plan to upgrade my PC anytime soon if I don't need to. Okay. Got that stuff in there. That is on top. We can put our magnetized filter back on top. Come on. There we go. Okay. Got that. Let's plug this into this guy. Plug this into our RGB header over there. Yo, what up, Hobo? What we doing? It's good to see you. Okay. Well, this is a pretty short build. I mean, we're only an hour in, so yeah. Got to get those noties turned on. So you see when I go live. How did that get flipped? Okay. Got that in there and plugged in. Let's get our CPU cooler block ready to go. Pizza plate genius. Yeah, this is like a stool top or something from Home Depot, and then I've got a an Amazon special. What's it called? Lazy Susan. Let me get another paper towel here. Just to help keep my fingers clean. What up of the stars? I don't know. I can't read your first name or the start of your name. What's up? Got a bunch of dots. Okay. Can I get my spatula out of here, please? Never had so much trouble getting one of my little spatulas out of here. Got it.
What is that?
It's a spatula.
It's a very tiny one.
Yeah, it's for putting thermal grease on the CPU.
Oh. It doesn't look like anything. That looks like silver frosting.
It's pretty much what it is. It's definitely not edible.
Yes, it's probably CPU frosting and they eat it. Once it gets built.
Something like that.
I'm sure.
Okay. Okay, get that nice and cleaned off. Get this guy back on. Clean my fingers off. I don't know how this always ends up all over all my fingers. It's ridiculous. Okay, there we go. Have I built it in the Asus ProArt case? I have not yet. What up, Brian? Gotta go to DE, Delaware for trout? Really? Does this not have plastic over it? It's crazy. All right, the fun part, trying to get this thing to stay on here. Come on. Oh, I got it. Okay, so gotta do the bottom one first, and then it goes way easier. Learn something new. Okay. The ARC A70. I've never used the A series ARC GPUs. I've used the B series a little bit, and I just did a video on it, and hopefully it'll be out in the next week. I was not overly impressed with their capabilities with an older CPU. I used a 5800X or 5700X. I was not very impressed with the performance. But we kind of already knew that they don't work well with older CPUs. Like I've seen that everywhere already. I wanted to see how it would perform in a truly budget-friendly build. Okay, so got that out of there.
Look now, Dad.
Oh, is that a tree?
Yep.
Like a tree with Christmas lights on it?
No, it's a tree with lots of fruits on it.
Oh, okay. Oh yeah, I need to take these guys out. I need to take the RAM back out for a second.
When is that golf trophy gonna be done?
I don't know.
How much have it been working for? Did you start it today or?
Yeah, I started it earlier this afternoon. Okay, got that in there. Put our RAM back in.
I think I paid in over 2,100 steps today. So that means
Saw me on YouTube, figured you'd stop in over on the green. Love that.
I think I took 102 steps.
Wow.
How many?
What up, Mr. Rainbow? What do you think? Answers. I know people also had problems with the drivers. Yeah. A guy just posted an MSI Ventus 3060 for 175. That's not bad. That's not bad at all. This is a Montech case right here, mobile. This is the Montech XR. Pull that off. Okay. Got that. And then we just need to plug in our RGB to this guy here. Come on. There we go. Pull all these kind of tight. Not too tight, because we've got some daisy chain stuff up there. Okay. Got that.
Guess what, Dad?
What?
I know Mom's password in her phone, but I don't use it unless she says I can.
Okay. Definitely should not be getting on Mom's phone if she doesn't let you.
I don't even know what your password is.
Good. You don't need to know my password.
Well, I definitely shouldn't know either of your passwords.
Probably not. I think Mommy changed it once because you knew it.
Yeah, I told her, but since I told her I'd never use it unless she wants me to, well, I don't just like get on the phone.
Gotcha.
So that's why she doesn't change her password.
That's why she didn't change it this time. Cool.
Can I play on your phone?
Sure.
Thanks.
You gonna watch something over there? Okay.
I'm so excited to see what I watch.
Amazon.
Sure. I wonder if you have Laura Ingalls Wilder.
I just have whatever's on Amazon. Little House on the Prairie.
Let me see.
Okay. Alright. I'm gonna open this door so it doesn't get too hot. You're looking at the 903 Air Max. I haven't used that particular case, but honestly, everything Montech makes, like I've been pretty impressed with, especially considering they're very reasonably priced. So if you like the features and stuff of it, I wouldn't be concerned with, you know, like quality or anything like that. Okay, that's all in there. Literally all we have left to do now is install our GPU, hook up the GPU power cable, and we're done. Just gotta clip off all these zip ties first. It's always tough. On these smaller cases, you kind of forced to use more zip ties to Keep everything looking nice. All right, GPU time. Okay. Yes, stars. That's exactly what we're building here. 5060 Ti 16 gig with a 9700X and a B850 board. Yeah, you're welcome. Appreciate the sub, dude. Any input on the 7900 GRE? I never got a chance to actually test the GRE, but for the price point, it seemed like a pretty solid card. Would you replace it for the 9070 non-XT? Ooh, that's a tough question. I don't know, is the unfortunate answer. If it was the 9070 XT, I would say definitely, but the non-XT, I don't know. I have never looked at a comparison of those two. No, this is an ASRock Riptide. Oh, wow. This even uses fewer lanes. Like, it doesn't even use the full by 16 slot. That's crazy. This must be designed for, like, small form factor. I mean, realistically, the 5060 Ti is only going to ever operate in by 8 mode. But usually they all have a by 16 slot, even if they don't ever utilize all of that. But this must be designed for, like, small form factor so that it's very easy to fit it in a small case. Also looking at the B850 Tough motherboard. Yeah, the B850 Tough is also great. All right, GPU's in there. Put all these covers back on here, keep the dust out. Okay, and we're definitely running this guy up from in here because of how far left that thing is. Oh, can't run it right there, which is what I was hoping to do. So I guess we got to run it up from right here. It's not terrible. That's so weird that the port for the GPU is way over to the left. Isn't that funky looking? The port's all the way over there. Is there plastic on that? Oh, I guess not. Alrighty, there it is. That's a fully built PC. What do you think of that? Check out the cable management real quick. See A+ or nothing on that. FSR 4 in the 7900, so the ray tracing will be noticeably worse than the 9070. Oh, that's fair. Pretty clean, huh? It's got that nice one channel there for all that stuff, and then the CPU power cable coming in on the side. Looks pretty good to me. And now no one's ever gonna see it again. Alrighty, chat. You know what time it is. It's time to see all of your favorite emojis in the chat before we fire this baby up. Looks great, thank you, Charles. Favorite emojis in the chat right now. Gonna dim the lights a little bit. Set the ambiance. Mean D, Mr. Rabo, love it. Come on, I know there's more of you in here. Let's see some emojis. That means you. Come on. I know there's more of you in here. Come on, we need 2 more people putting emojis in. 2. Come on. There we go, stars. Way to step up. 1 more person, come on. We can do it. 4 people putting in emojis. This is not that difficult. We can do it. There's a lot of you guys in here. There's 4 people. We need 1 more person. Come on. If you're thinking about it, do it. If you're thinking, man, I just really want to see this around, there we go. Path. There we go. All right, so recap. Ryzen 7 9700X, 48 gigabytes of RAM, 2 terabytes of storage, RTX 50 Ti 16 gigabyte. Got a nice little 240 millimeter AIO from Thermalright, 750 watt power supply, the ASRock B850 Riptide Wi-Fi, and the Montec XR case. First ever power on. Boom. There it is. I feel like we need a little more light from this side. Oh yeah. Yeah. Looks pretty sweet, huh? This is a funky looking GPU, I'm not gonna lie. Having the cable over there, it's very weird. But it turned out all right. Turned out all right. I do want to swap these 2 cable things though. Because they're facing the wrong way. Looks good, thank you, Path. Did that one just break? Well, there we go, we only need 2 of them. Charles, thank you for the emojis. Little late, but I'll take it. All right. That's it. We've done it. PC's built. It only took 1 hour and 15 minutes. It's not bad. It's not bad at all. We're getting pretty good at this. Only took 269 PC builds, but we're getting pretty good. Alrighty. Well, you're back. You're back just in time, Andy. Just in time to see the end of the stream, the culmination of the PC build. It's beautiful. It's beautiful. All right. That is it for tonight. I know it was a short stream, but it was an easy build. And I've got the minion here, so we're gonna try and hop out of here early tonight. So hope you guys have a great rest of your night. Thank you all so much for watching, chatting, keeping it fun in here, except for the one person who keeps asking for a free PC. Stop doing that, and then we're happy to have you back. Okay? Okay. Have a good night, everybody. Goodbye. Goodbye, 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 goodbye. 9700X, Path. Yeah, Mr. Rainbow. You can make decent money building PCs. You just have to have enough volume to actually do it. All right, y'all. Have a great night. We will see you on the next one.